Yeah. Ford Ferrari, it utilises height 1, height 2, height 3. I just checked in the kitchen if SA10s were all switched on in their proper mode. I can't. It's just a lot of wind blowing sort of thing, but you know the sound of the overhead there. You know, it's making me think. Well, this needs to be, I think, redone a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I'm hearing wind in a sort of specific 1 point source, and it doesn't make sense. You know, it seems a bit like a gimmick, a stem track gimmick, a panned overhead sort of thing. It's not doing it. Back it up. Move it around the room. Walk around. Mostly on height number 2, I think. Just play that again. Yeah, mostly height number 2 here. But, you know, I move around. I can tell these are speakers just playing, you know, it's just a bit of plain pink noise. You know, most people are kind of very religious about Atmos. Can you believe that? They think the spacing of my speakers is incorrect and all this, and well, you know, frankly, the spacing even in the cinema is not even correct. I mean, when you think about it, the regular surrounds, they're only a few feet below or underneath where the height speakers are, the overheads are placed. But I'm working the problem in my mind. I'm working the problem. So every time I cut to these scenes, it's wind turbulence I hear in the overhead. I mean, I could switch them off, go to the other channels and see what's there, and then down mix it to, so, you know, fold the, you know, but just hearing it in height number 2 doesn't make sense. It would have been better if it was kind of, it's a stereo-ish stem, like overhead. So I hear it in height. I can hear it all over, but you know, it's just, you know, it's wind, you know. You know, you can see they're real actors in real vehicles. Maybe it is maybe it's incredible CGI and it looks so damn real. You know, but I can see a little fluttering on the, you know, so there's wind there, but you know, I'm not seeing any of this going on here. A bit of an overhead there, bit of a, not sure if it was in the right position for continuity. Let's have a look. So car goes a bit away there, and then okay, so the camera is at a very low angle here, very low angle. So if it was on screen there, it'd be a very low angle, as if, you know, if you're crazy enough, right, only a camera's there and it's probably on remote filming and such. There's no, you know, one's going to be crazy enough to be, you know, because, you know, could hit you. So let's go on. What's it doing there? It's kind of doing that, and well, yeah, you think about all the debris flying around. I don't think anyone in their right mind's going to be there with a camera So they've probably got a camera there that's going to be expendable. It's probably got wrecked or whatever. I don't know how they set it up. Probably got safety perspex or something in front of the camera and such, and worked it out with the coordinating the stunt, and then did it, and then yeah, managed to get it right, spot on. Otherwise, yeah, there's sort of overhead with debris flying, which kind of does pan. Where's it moving to? Is it doing anything on height number 1? Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Yeah, it's doing a little bit on height 1 with a panning. It's doing a little bit of height on height 1 with a panning there. And into height 2, height 3. Yeah, and it's kind of a stereo-ish effect, so it's a, you know, it's moving from speaker to speaker to speaker in stereo, kind of like Pro Logic overheads. Yeah. Is it? Am I getting anything in the extra channels? Is there any Easter egg in the extra channel? A teeny little bit. There we go. What's it look like on the I can see some levels illuminating there. Oh yeah, that's height number 2. No, height 1 there. Oh look, no, that's height 2. Okay, yeah, I can see it going on there. Seems like there's some low end in there. Just how much? Oh gosh, it's not easy to switch the AVR over to computer. I need an external computer lead connecting to the Spectrum Lab RTA. Otherwise I think it'd be some typical low there, down to below 40 Hz, I guess. So below 40, you know, it could be into 30, into 20. So all the other channels are on mute at the moment. I just don't get this very bizarre mixing. I mean, it's like, okay, you're going along with a vehicle there, wind turbulence. You're going along with a vehicle there, no wind turbulence. No, there's no wind turbulence. You every time cut with and then oh dear, don't they have something called? I think it's the supervising sound editor that supervises and overlooks everything. Has he gone on his coffee break on some of these things? I mean, it's like wind, no wind, wind, and yet wind on that other shot where it was on, you know, away from the vehicle, you know, away, you know, it's not close in, and you got wind there, no wind, and oh dear, what's going on? It wouldn't happen in nature, you know. It will be there constantly. Airplane panning up on height 1 in the background, but doesn't seem to make sense, you know, now thinking about it, because it seems, rather than background, it seems more foreground, you know. This is foreground and that's background. Yeah, you know, but that is usually the placement typically in a cinema, you know. But I think really realistically the height channels such, they need to be configured specifically. Say I haven't got room behind that screen, you know, period. If I lowered the screen channels, which I've been thinking about, it's only going to give me 8 inches, you know, lower them down. It's only going to give 8 inches. That's barely enough to even put another speaker up there. I mean, probably a little JBL Control 1s, but if thinking like condensing all the speakers down to small ones again, you get trade-offs, because they can only handle so much dynamic range level. Otherwise, I think it's more realistic to have that airplane behind the screen, because it's up there, and on screen, on projection, it would be up there, but in the background. But let's have another listen. Maybe double blind and try and ignore it, the speakers there, and just close my eyes. And of course, when the lights are turned off, I wouldn't even see the speakers really that much. Not really a whole lot. Maybe it's a little bit of shadow light or something. Let me just put one of the screen channels on. We'll put them all on. Put those on.
Mr. Ford, this is a surprise. Apologies for the unannounced intrusion, Mr. Shelby, but a man pays $90 million for an automobile. You have to at least be able to see it. Well, that sounds reasonable enough. Shelby, can I have a word? Sure. In private? Yeah, that would be preferable.
It's got quite a bit of bass on his dial. Wasn't that the...
At least be able to see it.
Just trying to remember that. Is that guy? Was he the baddie guy in the Incredible Hulk film? I think he was.
Yeah, that would be preferable.
He's got a lot of bass on his dialogue there.
Take care, Mr. Ford here. Mr. Ford, that's Phil Remington.
He's got a lot of bass on his voice.
Nice, sir. You get a little tour of your car.
Sat on my nuts. We're gonna build the next one for comfort, don't you worry.
Sorry, sir. If you just give me a moment.
Open the door! You ready? The name on the middle of that steering wheel should tell you that I was born ready, Shelby. Hit it. Attaboy.
Mr. Lee. You okay, sir?
Wow. Wow.
It's about right now the uninitiated have a tendency to soil themselves.
Oh, wow. Wow. Had, you know, the kind of braking sort of power there, and the slew, the turnaround of the vehicle, but without being thrown forward, sort of thing. You know, maybe if I put the bass shakers on, I'd probably get that effect. You know, but still, it's not bad acoustically, but maybe a little bit more. Oh, flipping it, that's good there. Wow. What's wrong? Oh.
Mr. Ford. You okay? Mr. Ford. You all right? I had no idea. I had no idea. I wish my daddy, he were alive to see this. To feel this. Now, this is not a machine just anybody can get in and easily control. Absolutely not. I had no idea. Now, you want to win Le Mans. You really want to take first place. Ken Miles is the man to do it. Because he helped me build it.
Shelby, you know I've already appointed Leo Beebe director.
Which is exactly why I'm talking to you. Now, you let Ken Miles race Daytona. If he wins, he gets to drive Le Mans.
And if he doesn't?
Ford Motor Company gets full ownership of Shelby American. Lock, stock, and brand forever.
Well, in this scene, there's hardly any overheads being utilised. That's just the side surround array. Oh, a lot of low end in it. Yeah, it's getting there. Yeah. Oh, that's where that rumble thing came in, on the surrounds. Wow. That's on the side surround. Mute that. Probably have to tune up the back surround a little bit, because I was only tuning up the side surround earlier today. Yeah, there's a different kind of rumble in the surround back, but they need a bit of a tune up. They need a bit of a tune up. What was that sound? That kind of sounded familiar. That stem. Yeah, that. So it's going near past the oil drums. You get the whooshy air effect. Put the side surrounds back on. Some of the interior exterior on the surround, I don't know, it's just visually, it's just odd with the continuity sometimes. I find it a little bit odd. It's not as if I don't like it. I like it. It just seems odd. Wow. Wow. Because that just almost vibrates the concrete floor on the surrounds there. You know, the potential of, you know, how yeah, how much to push for the these 8330 surrounds. I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty decent. I recommend them. You know, you get them cheap. You get them cheap. Why go with something like down a hi-fi store, you know, and then it's like, oh yeah, look at that speaker, and you look at the size of it and such. And usually these surrounds, they're not easy to pick up. They've got a bit of weight in it, and usually the saying goes is if you could pick a speaker up, it's usually no good. Try picking one of the screens channel speakers up, impossible. You got to get around it in a certain way. You got to unload the bass drive. Just then you can lift the cab up. You can lift the cab box up. Otherwise, as it's fully loaded with the HF1, it takes several people to lift it up easily. So you know, yeah, could augment. Could do some adjusting. So still got other modifications to do. As for the wind blowing out airports and such, yeah. I can feel a little bit of air turbulent there. I can feel a little bit. Yeah, I can feel a little bit of air turbulent there. So that those bass drivers are, you know, pushing a little bit of excursion. Also, usually the fitting of surrounds, specifically how they're attached to a surface, and then what that surface is then attached to the floor, makes a difference. It's not a case of just, you know, I've seen some home cinemas where they just got literally surround speaker or speakers for the surrounds sat on little speaker stands, and they're away from the walls and near round the seating. That's the wrong place to put them, because you're going to lose a lot of bass in those. You'd lose a lot of bass energy, and they've got to be placed up on the walls in arrays. If I turned off a few of these, some of the bass energy would drop down. The sound pressure of the energy would drop down. If I put more in, get more increase, and then I'll be able to do a little bit more tuning with the low frequency.